Hey, how we doing, guys? It's Sir Tanis with episode 4 of my Let's Play series, Rebirth of the Han Dynasty. So, I ended last episode with a little bridge battle outside of Shangang, and that was victorious. And I have some other good news for you guys. My videos will be longer. I finally figured out how to record longer videos and upload longer videos to YouTube. So I'm gonna start things off with a siege for you guys. Once again, I just went around off screen and just made some buildings, recruited some troops. You know, you'll notice I have some peasant conscripts and stuff. And what's nice about these guys is they have the free upkeep while garrisoned. So I can kind of just recruit them, and I can right click on them and look that they don't cost really anything. The same with these guys, they don't cost a whole lot either to upkeep, whereas like my halberds and my swordsmen, they cost a little bit more. My crossbows, you know, they all cost. Even my general's bodyguard, I think, has upkeep, but we'll get to that. You know, it doesn't matter. I have a pretty stable economy right now, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take this large town. That will be good for our economy right now. So I will see you guys back in a minute. Alright, welcome back to this foggy siege battle. I forgot to look at what the name of the city was, but it really doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and conquer it anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward my troops. Start sieging. And I'm going to go ahead, I prefer not to play with fast forward when I'm approaching. I'll do ×2 speed just to speed it along, because these units do kind of move slow. But once the fighting starts, I'll slow it back down. Those archer towers actually have a pretty long range on them. So this is just a rebel settlement. It's just like in the last couple battles, peasants, and then back here in the city there will be the general's unit. But we'll go ahead and fight it, show you guys these battles. In the future there will be more critical battles that encompass larger units and more strategy to them, I guess. Get my swordsmen up on the wall. My archers firing. My generals, I'm keeping them back here because once the gate opens, I'm just going to charge them through. We've seen in the last episode how powerful my cavalry is. And this is a pretty big city from the looks of it, so I can be able to get in here and outmaneuver these guys and flank them and stuff. So, which was actually a big part of ancient Chinese warfare, was the routing and the flanking and the routing of units, because their armies were so large. Killing that many people probably would have took a very long time. So the biggest thing was routing the opponent. The same could be said of like medieval combat and ancient times combat. Got a pretty nice arc there. Fast forward a little bit till the gate's down. It's almost there.
The ladders are up. Climbing them will only make our warriors more thirsty for blood.
My swordsmen will make pretty quick work of these peasants. They might do better if they were on flat ground with their pikes. They might do a little bit better, but up here on the walls, they're just going to get slaughtered and chewed apart. So these guys are already getting softened up by my archers. They've already taken... It'll take a little bit more after this volley. But they've already taken around 22 casualties, so it's not bad. At that rate, the unit should get worn down pretty fast. And that gate is taking a long time to destroy.
Our men have done well.
There we go.
The gates have fallen. We are crushing our enemy.
As you can see,
cannot stand against us. The enemy have been driven from their walls.
They're getting pretty chewed up here. They're already wavering. They're down to 80 men. And then, like I said, I'm just going to move my cavalry right inside. And what I like to do is just rush my cavalry right here to the back gate. They'll avoid a fight, and it gives you a nice little opening for a flank. And I'll move my mercenaries in. Once we're inside with infantry, I'm not going to send in my professional infantry. They were just there to open the gate and chew up these initial guys. Tell my archers to hold fire. See, these guys are breaking just from archer fire. And now my swords are going to chew them up. Some mercenary units going in. And it looks like my cavalry's...
Our brave warriors have killed our foe's general.
Oh.
Now his men will fear us.
That's good, but I don't want to fight that with my cavalry head on. That is not good. Should have been paying more attention, I guess, but I'll learn next time. I don't even know who my swordsmen are fighting. I don't think there's really anybody left. Besides this unit right here, and their general's gone, so I don't know what they plan on doing. Get my cavalry over here. I also figured out how to record the game sound. That was just another error on my part. Like the game sound is in the fighting of the troops in the battle music.
Our men have taken control of the city.
Get a nice charge in maybe before their pikes go down. And then fall back.
By the stars, our men have taken control of the city.
Oh, I didn't realize I was still on ×2 speed, guys. And then yeah, these are mercenaries, so they could just go ahead and do my dirty work for me. My swordsmen, I'll just put them back here in reserve.
Our enemy. Those fools cannot stand against us.
Ha! I didn't realize my peasants, they took the long way around and they ended up flanking the enemy for me. So that's perfect. I'll just get my cavalry over here. And now it's only a matter of time now that they're surrounded by spear units and cavalry, and the cavalry will chew them up. The cavalry in this mod is actually quite strong even against infantry. It's in infantry on infantry engagements that you lose a lot of your men.
By the stars, our men have taken control.
So I feel pretty safely about fast forwarding right now. I'm not losing my general, so I'm just gonna do ×2 speed just to clean up these last couple guys. They are gonna put up a stubborn fight, but we also have the counter up here to when we capture the city, so these 40 guys manage to hold out, we'll still win, so. Just giving my swordsmen movement orders to just kind of move into the enemy, get them closer into the battle, and maybe make this quicker, because those swordsmen will kill these guys a lot faster than the spearmen will. Yep, and there they go. As soon as they get in there, fight's over. We're gonna go ahead and fast forward out of it.
enemy is no more.
Only 88 guys, we killed all of them, so nice, good victory. I will see you guys back. Alright, so there it is. We captured Linjin. It's a large town. Once again, we're going to bang a few heads, get some nice cash. And the good thing about attacking manually is that your guys don't destroy any buildings. Which I don't know how they destroy any buildings with no siege equipment, but you know, stuff happens. Guys like to burn stuff down. So since this is a border town, and it's a large town, I'm just going to focus on it economically because I'm going to be mostly expanding this way and down here. And I think that city being across the river and kind of in here will keep it safe from Cao if I ever get in a fight with him. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but speaking of Cao, he's kind of at this point he was the emperor's, like he captured the emperor and was holding him against his will and kind of using him to control the other lords and gain power for himself. Well, he was quite a devious figure, I guess. Maybe we'll have to look out for that. But this is an alternate history scenario, and in this scenario, this emperor has taken to the battlefield. He is no longer sitting on his throne. He is going to reconquer his lands. And speaking of conquering lands, we have another siege lined up for you guys at Tanshu. So I will see you guys at the siege of Tanshu. Hey, so I ended up deciding to just auto-resolve it because it said I had like a 99% chance of victory, so I just went ahead and fought it, you know, with the auto-resolve, and I only lost 18 guys. The enemy got completely annihilated. And I got myself a nice city. I banged a few heads, made some good coin, and yep, I auto-resolved, and sure enough, they destroyed something. So leave it to those guys. And what I keep checking here is my faction's belief. My faction believes in a revival of the Han Dynasty, whereas this place was very interested in factionalism. Some places want dynastic change. There's foreign culture, and then there's Taoism, I think that is. So there's quite a few cultures to contend with. There's a ton of different shrines you can build, but they all kind of just, if your culture can build it, then it really just helps your culture out. There's really no other benefit or anything to it, so not that I've figured out. So I'm gonna go ahead. Ooh, we got a special building. Historic city of Tanshu. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna set the taxes on low. I'm gonna go to the army. I'm gonna pretty much pull all these guys out. And these guys are gonna continue. They're gonna go this way and build a watchtower.
好的。
Do I want to watch? Yeah, I'll build a watchtower. I didn't know if I wanted a watchtower or a fort. But I'm going to go ahead and build a watchtower. My emperor can't recruit anybody. He could. We'll get him another volunteer cav. They're actually pretty good, and he might end up having to fight these armies over here. And then we can also take the forces from Jiting, the city we captured last time. We'll set the taxes on low, because we don't want the city to rebel while we're gone. And we'll do the same thing. He's going to pack up all of his powerful, heavy-hitting units. And he's getting out of there. So the Grand Commandant and these two generals will join Fan Shu, the chief controller of the Central Army. So I don't know if any of you guys are watching, but I just started watching this show on YouTube called Three Kingdoms 2010. I heard about it. Somebody had mentioned it in a Total War on a Total War site, and it's actually pretty good. If you can get past the subtitles, but it's pretty good at I think it does a pretty good job of displaying what was going on at this time. And I don't claim to know what was going on at this time in China, but you know, the show's pretty good, so I'll give it that. My diplomat, I can't remember what I was doing with him. I think I was trying to go see Yan Shao over here, but these bandits and guys keep blocking my way, so... Yeah, see, I just keep running into these guys. They won't let me get out of their territory. And I already negotiated with them as far as I want to. So I'm thinking that I'm going to plan on building up my forces at Liu Yang. And we're going to launch an offensive against Cao Cao. Sorry, guys. And the reason I say that is because I can easily just station a big enough army here and then hold that, or this pass if I can get it wrested from him. And I can hold that, and there's no other way he can really get around me unless he conquers this land. In which case I have another pass right here guarding my capital. So it all kind of makes sense to go to war with him because I can just kind of drag out the fight. And even if I do take gains, if he pushes me back, I can just fall right back to the pass or Liu Yang. So I think it's a pretty good idea to go to war with Cao Cao. But right now, the Emperor, he's going to concentrate on Zeiling, the guys who had originally captured him and used him. So I'm going to go ahead and end my turn. I will see you guys back in a minute. Alright, and welcome back, guys. So I'm not going to go ahead. I think I have all my buildings queued up to build what I need them, or all my settlements queued up to build what I need them to. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start the war against Zeiling because they moved Mate and Chei. They moved them right next to me, itching for a fight. So even though I have less stars than them, they're obviously more experienced commanders. The Emperor is not gonna shy away from this. He's gonna take the fight to them. I'm gonna move a scholar into their territory and start doing some religious warfare, I guess. Take my spy and look for more armies. So I'm gonna take this army, which is more useful in sieges. They're gonna siege Zeiling's city right here. It's just a large town, so I guess it's not a city. Yes, we're at war with them. They don't like me. I recruited some troops, built some buildings. Very fine and dandy. This guy, can he recruit anything? Yeah, but I don't want to. He's gonna go ahead and just station himself on this road right here. Wait for anything to come up. I'll give him this cavalry force right here, just to make him a little bit more mobile. There's a lot of cavalry there, so maybe if anybody attacks him, I can get away with the majority of my army if they the fight goes poorly. So once again, in these settlements, I'll just recruit the basic units. Sorry guys, I wanted to just get this out of the way before I get into that main fight, just so I don't forget later on. And you may be like, oh, he's wasting a lot of his money buying all these guys, but you know, I'm gonna need them eventually, whether they're soldiers or the scholars that do the religious converting. So why not get them now when I have the money? And I seem to be on a roll. So these guys, I'm a little disappointed in them moving into my territory like that. Zhang Fei, it's a faction heir. I might attack them, but from what I saw, they had quite a lot of forces. But if that's the only way they can get to me, maybe I will attack them. We gotta see how this war with Zeiling goes first. The Emperor's gotta test himself. Maybe he'll fight in that war and he won't do so good and nobody will want to follow him no more. Speaking of that fight, we're gonna jump right into it right now. Liu Qi, the Emperor of the Han, his first field battle, and the first field battle of this series. Saying we got a 5-to-3 ratio on him, Mate. We outnumber him. But they have a lot of generals under them. So, I will go ahead and see you guys back in a minute.